Hi, friends. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. I hope, I really do hope and pray. And I hope, most importantly, you are treating yourself well. And today I was just thinking about it and I was like, this may sound cheesy, always saying this. But then I was like, I say this with the, all the love and all the kind of, in a way, prayers in my heart that you would treat yourself kindly. And it's not a catchphrase or anything, and someone might be the one who is watching the video for the first time, so I would like to remind them to treat themselves kindly. So like I said in earlier videos, when the real healing starts, if you are committed to healing, then you need to pull upon every ounce of strength that you have, every amount of courage that you have, because it's not just about other people, it's about us also. So, and that is why I keep giving examples from my own life, not to show that I'm so strong. I would rather have not gone through those things, but I had no choice, and I went. When I went through these things, I it's like there is this saying that goes like, the author's name is never revealed in that saying. That um, you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you are left with. So I had said in earlier videos that once the real healing starts, that is when you will require the real courage and real strength. I didn't know I could do it, and I'm not healed right now. Also, I will give you a little example, because revisiting these chapters of my life again, it is very emotionally draining. It takes a lot of emotional toll, and emotional exhaustion leads to physical exhaustions, and it is in a way very draining and detrimental to your mental and physical health. But um, I'm learning to strike a balance. And, anyways, a commitment is a commitment. So, we have a movie here. I don't remember, a Bollywood movie. I don't remember the name actually, but I remember that dialogue. It says, एक बार ज़बान दे दी तो मैं अपनी भी नहीं सुनता. So it means that if I gave my word, I don't even listen to me. But I'm like, I'm I firmly believe, like, if I give my word, I should honor that. But I also believe, don't give your word lightly. Do not commit lightly. Analyze before you Analyze properly before you are committing to something. And when the guy says, मैं अपनी भी नहीं सुनता, listen to yourself. It's like, it's not like you don't show up for, or when you have committed, but when your body is telling you to rest, and your emotions are on telling you to honor them, use your discretion. When it is not that important to show up, rest, like, so listen to yourself. Suno apni, that's what I would say. Listen to yourself, and don't give your words casually to somebody. I'm a firm believer of that. And a lot of you might think that she's always giving examples from her life, but then how would you know that you can also do it if you wouldn't, if you know and how would I tell you to do something, or ask you to do something that I have not done myself? I'm not here to preach. I'm just tell I want to share the tools also, how to get through it right now, actually. So these things are bringing up so much emotions and other things. I'm very tired. I may not look like it, because I kind of put the kajal and lipstick and all, so that I don't look very tired and all. I was thinking I will sit on my bed and I'll make the video, because I was really I wanted to show up, not show off. So, but I was like, I had to emotionally ground myself in a way. When these feelings come up, they have a kind of jumbling up your mind, your whole emotional system, nervous system completely. They throw you off balance. Like what I did was, in the kitchen, I did not put milk in the cup. I brought the cup here, and I went to take the sip, and there was no milk in the cup. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting jumbled up again. Because if I get something in my mind, it keeps on repeating, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. That is also a big thing that we need to learn to manage, not getting obsessed too much with something. Keeping the commitment is very important. It is important, essential, but taking care of yourself, your health also, is equally important. So when I felt a little better, and I woke up tired a lot. So when I felt a little better, I was like, okay, now I can do it. So today I wanted to talk about setting boundaries, setting healthy boundaries. And I'll tell you why it is difficult. Because we don't have much problem setting healthy boundaries with uh, the people who are strangers. We already have boundaries with them most of the times. We don't have problems, a lot of problems setting boundaries with people outside our family. But the biggest challenge is when you have to set these healthy boundaries with people in your family, and with especially with the people who are authority figure, and who you have grown up kind of worshipping, respecting. Again, it is not about disrespecting anybody, it is about protecting your mental peace, because not everything that everybody is asking of you is that important. Like I said, you need to listen to yourself also. So that's why I have to give this reference about something that happened, and how I had to kind of how I was pushed into asserting those boundaries. So and again, somebody against someone, like, who I consider a father figure. I have made this video 3 times. First, I made it when the event happened, but by that time, I had made a commitment that I will help in any way possible that is not detrimental to me. See, like I said, you have to take care of yourself too. You're not a sacrificial offering. So, I will help in any way possible that will help people in a way they will not end up in this kind of situation, firstly. And second, if they are in this kind of situation, they would be able to see that, yeah, healing is possible, getting out of this mess is possible. So I was like, when I was completely breaking down and crying also, I would make the videos, and I knew I'm going to post them. I was just keeping them. When the time was right and I'm feeling a little better, I would post them. So when I was checking that video to post, I myself got very sad again. It was like, Ruchi, you survived that. And I was like, I should not post this because it might be triggering to some people. Because if I am sad and if I see somebody crying in front of me, it will trigger me, right? It will make me even sadder. So first I wanted to post that video to make a point that, see, I was in that condition, and I am in this condition now. So change is possible. But I thought, no, not at the cost of triggering someone or putting them into more trauma or depression. No, I will try to tell this in the best way possible, where it will send the message also, and it will be of help rather than it will trigger somebody. We have to see how our actions are affecting others. But in those dark times also, I kept making these videos whenever something was happening, that I do need to kind of post this so that people who are going through this will have hope. Because in that video also, I kept telling myself, life will get better. It's upon you. It's up to you. So I'll tell you the context, and then you will know. Like I said, I'm not going to teach from books or other things. Like, I have learned a lot, amazing authors. But if something that I have not gone through and I've just learned through books, how can I expect you to do the hard work when I have not done that? you know and right now, like I said, I am in the healing journey, and I'm so grateful to you guys that these triggers are coming up right when I think about these topics. So I'm finding new and new ways to deal with them. So I'll share one tip. If you're watching something, a video, not my video only, anybody's video, I always say this, like, mental illness. I don't know a lot about a lot of mental illnesses. I know about depression and trauma and PTSD, that is the post traumatic stress disorder. So that's what I want to tell you about, and I keep doing this. Yeah, because I don't know why my nose keeps itching, and I sorry for that. So um while watching something, and if I'm watching a motivational video or something like that, and when someone refers to the story similar to me, I end up crying. And I've spent the past few years only crying, and it's still telling me it's going to be better. I'm going to pull through this. So it's like, but still, it takes so much toll. Gives, it puts so much pressure on your nervous system. But if there is something that you really need to do, there is something that you really need to, like, watch, or if you have to deliver something, what you can do for a second is just breathe. And these are very simple things. Some of you might even think, what difference does it make? It's just that such small thing, but it makes huge difference once you keep repeating them. Because that is how I keep grounding myself. That is how I keep bringing myself to balance. Like I said, I was so jumbled. I got a empty cup, and I was going about to get a sip from that. And like, I have, once I am open to learning, life teaches me with, I saw a lesson in everything. So it was like an empty cup, and we say, how will you pour from an empty cup? So when you have completely emptied yourself, not in the spiritual sense, emotionally, physically, you have given, over given, what are you left with? Empty. And how will you pour from an empty cup? You know, if you still want to help someone. So, well, that's another thing. I was talking about setting healthy boundaries, which is very, very, very required for your mental peace. So, I will start. Please bear with me. The thing is, I keep giving reference to this incident, but this was the catalyst. I guess this was life's way of actually waking me up. So you can see in the earlier videos also. I've not posted much about it, but there are videos that I've made about it So I don't know if I'll post them or not, or I'll re-record. But I went through a physical assault by my sister-in-law, and she's younger to me. It was very traumatic. She had been trying to get rid of me ever since she stepped foot in this house. Even before that, when she knew that her husband had the elder sister. Till I was married, she didn't have that much of problem, because in most of the Indian families, it is like once the daughter is married, it's like she's gone to her marital home. She has no right here at her parental home. Like, I'm not talking about every home. In most of the houses, it is like that. She grew up in such kind of a household, and in my household, there was never a difference between son and a daughter. But as things were, I took a divorce, and once it became very evident to her that I am going to stay here for a while, um, then the real torture started happening. First, it was physical, no, first, it was verbal, I guess I should say trigger warning, verbal abuse in a way, verbal torture, always taunting me or trying to make me feel like I don't belong here. And she would do it very covertly, that nobody would know. It was like a mastermind. And like I said, by that time, I had decided that I will not ignore the signs that are in front of me that I had done all my life. So things escalated to such an extent. I tolerated a lot. But one day things escalated to so much that she assaulted me badly. And that was the time I really had a fight with my father in 40 years. I never once had a fight with my father. And it broke our relationship in a way that it is slowly healing now. So I wanted to give you this context, because now I'll tell you what happened. So even after this happened, I was abandoned. My father was not speaking to me because I called him out. I was like, but now I think, I don't know. I'm not even sure about it right now, how I would have handled that, because I was given no choice. So um, even after that, also, like, when you keep refusing to learn, life keeps teaching you. So even after that, if somebody would ask, why is if construction material is coming into your house, and so neighbors, they do have curiosity. I'm not talking about the kind of neighbor who are nosy. Really nice neighbors, I have really nice neighbors also, and that very difficult kind of people also. So but the neighbors just adjacent to my house and in front of my house are really nice. So if they would ask, what are you make you guys create, creating a new room or something like that, the renovation is going on, what's going on? So I would always say, nahi auntie, no auntie, I actually need a lot of space for my studies, so I'm separating the portion, so that I don't I don't get disturbed, because I get once I'm studying, and if there is a noise or anything like that, I can't concentrate. So I would always take it up on me. I didn't realize by doing that I was again ratifying, giving validation to the people's behavior who had done me wrong. Not that I should have told everything to her, but I could have said, I'm doing this because we don't get along well. I don't find her a nice person. I could have said that. But I would always um, take it upon myself, even after being assaulted so badly, even after I almost lost my father because of that person. Not that I'm carrying hate for her, but there is a lot of anger inside me for her, yeah, that I'm working through. Hate she carries. So what happened is, One of, I will say, father figures. My father spoke to them, and they came here. Um, my grandma had just passed away, so my mother's mother, and I greeted them nicely, like with a smile on my face and everything. And but their intention was good. Their intention was they wanted to, when they got to know about this, when they got to know about what had happened. I'll just tell one thing here, because when people closest to me, when they started asking, then I started telling them, because I had been going through this for 4 years, and not telling to the right people was only encouraging her. She had gotten into her mind that she would never speak up. So, and I was never going to speak up in the name of peace. And I was being judged. They would do things, and I would be termed, and I would be like, the scapegoat. I would be the one upon whom all the blame got dumped. So, but still, I would take that. I would be like, okay, fine, if it maintains peace in the house. So, but then when I started telling the right people, she started getting some backlash from the people who really had my back. That in a way deterred her to act, in a way. Act as in she was acting, kind of a drama that she has pulled back. But I know she hasn't. Like I said, I can read people's intentions and energy, and I stay away from her. My God, something in me is like, not terrified, but it can't stand hypocrisy and all, or that level of hate. It's not that I'm scared, but something in me feels so kind of, if there is hate, I'm like, I feel very uncomfortable around it. So, and I'm telling you all this because, again, to give you a context, I don't need to vent out or anything like that, because I've been living in a way in solitude for the past 4 years, and I have been going through depression for like the past 13 years. So I have learned to be happy with my own company, and I find it really soothing not to talk and just observe things and talk only when it is very necessary. So I don't need to kind of, and like, I don't need even validation from others. I just need to check with myself and God. Like, again, I'm not pushing this idea. I just need to check with myself that if this is what I'm doing, is it right or not? If I get an answer from my conscious that it is right, I don't need validation from anybody. So, again, I keep saying it doesn't mean I don't care for you, but I'm not doing this for validation or anything. So, my relatives, they came, and like, I had been sick for almost past 13 years, and I had been trying very hard to get out of those situations, but situations in my life were getting so difficult, so difficult, so difficult, that I was not getting time or space for healing, and I was also not committed to healing. I chose willing ignorance. So, but by that time, I guess that assault, that beating, was life's way of telling me, this is the only way you're going to learn. Please, I'll say trigger warning. I'm not saying if you, I think I should say trigger warning. If you have been abused or anything, that you should tolerate it. Never. I'm just talking from my own perspective. Never ever tolerate abuse, and stop it as soon as it starts happening. Do not go on tolerating it like I did, you know. But like I said, it was my understanding that it was life's way of telling me, this is the only way you are going to learn to speak up and defend yourself. You will not survive otherwise. 40 years you have been doing this, sacrificing yourself for everybody, and for things even that are not even necessary. Your life is not precious, your life doesn't matter. So that was like so many things were a wake up call, but that was a really difficult wake up call. So when my relatives they came over, first they were mm, they came for my grandmother's funeral, but after that they wanted to intervene. I can understand that intention, that if something is going on in your family, even though you live in different houses, different cities, they are really close. I will not disclose the identity. Earlier I have in the earlier videos I had, but I don't think it's wise to disclose their identity. So actually they wanted to, they thought that this can be repaired, because my father was in such distress, and anyways he doesn't share anything with anybody. Emotions, he doesn't share his emotions, he doesn't show his emotions. So he had talked to him. So he cares for him, my father. He cares for my father. So he had come down with his spouse, and the next uh, night he said, I would like you to come and sit in the hall. Anyways, I was avoiding these people who were traumatizing me, not in a way, literally traumatizing me. So I understood what was going on. I was like, he's here to intervene. I respect his intention, but right now I'm not ready to talk about it, because this event has just happened. I can't, I don't want to talk about it. These wounds are so raw. I don't want to talk about it. But just to accommodate him, I was like, okay, I'll just sit there. But the moment I saw these people, there was such an expression of hate. It was like, how is she still alive? How is she still, you know, how is she still able to get up and walk and all, talk and smile and other things? So that made them, I could see. And that lady was like just making her face somehow like she didn't want to see me, like. And I was like, that time wounds were so raw, the memory was so fresh. I didn't want to see them. It hurts a lot to our it is very hurtful. It is very traumatic if you're made to face the people, again trigger warning, who have abused you in any way. Don't just make somebody face them so that they will become strong, and or because you think that it is going to make things better. Take the person's condition into account. Look at what someone is going through and what she is requesting or he is requesting you. Please don't put me through this. I can't do it right now. I will do it. I mean, I had decided I will completely cut off those people from my life, and I have. But that time the wound was so raw, I was not ready to talk about it. And I was being pressurized. You need to talk about it. And the things were, the trauma was still so present in me. I started getting a panic attack. So then this person, the father figure, I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I have been very respectful towards him. I still respect him. I'm still very respectful towards him, because in childhood we all grew up in the same house, and he's like a father figure to me. So I just I put my hand here, and I was like, I can't. It's not that I can't face them. I don't want to. I'm not ready yet. It triggered that person so much. He started, he became furious right in the middle of my panic attack. And my father was in such emotional state by that time that he was just quiet. And I can understand that. He was in a state of shock in a way by everything that was going on. So that person started, in a way, attacking me. I don't know, knowingly or maybe without knowing, because he thought he had authority and he thought he was trying to help. But when you're trying to help, please see what condition a person is in if you're trying to help. So he told me, stop your acting already. You have been acting for 13 years. You are just the relationship that he has with my father. He referred to that relationship. You just want to take advantage of him and you just want to be a freeloader. You don't want to do anything. All the while when I was having a panic attack. And that time something shifted in me. I was like, please, why don't you? I was not disrespectful again. I was very, I strongly said, please, um, check what a panic attack is. Check, there are videos in Hindi also. He would not even give me that courtesy. He said, no, this is all an act. I will not check what a panic attack is. You are faking it. But the thing is, how will you know someone is faking something when you don't even know what that thing is? Tell me. So that time something like me with me was it shifted. I'm like, whole my life you kept telling me I am even precious to you than your own children. And right now when I really need you, you refuse to flat out see me, and this is how you see me. Like I have said in earlier videos, don't just take people's words. Look at their actions, especially how they treat you when you are vulnerable. You can scroll through useless reels and other things. I'm not insulting content creators here, no. But there are reels that are really harmful. But then you wouldn't spare 2 minutes to check if you really thought me of as your daughter. You would have uh, checked what a panic attack is. Like there are reels that are just 30 seconds long and they can really explain what someone is going through. So I told to his spouse, please keep your uh, hand here and see you. I'm not faking it. She put her hand there and my heart was like, it was just ready to jump out of my chest. I was not ready for that attack. I was not ready for that kind of revelation that the person I grew up in a way worshipping, like I had been very devoted to all the relationships in my life. So could be like that. And who always kept telling me that you are more precious to me than my own children because you are the eldest daughter in the family or the first born. So I learned a lot through these years, that how people manipulate you, you know. So something shifted in me, and I said, I'm not taking this. If you refuse to acknowledge my condition, I don't need to sit here and take this. With all sincerity, I apologize, but I will not be subjected to this. And I came to my room. I did not lock the room, but I came to my room. So after just few moments, and I was completely shattered by that time, because what was happening is, as I had started showing as my authentic self as in the person who would not just say yes to everything, who would have a voice, who would not just say yes uncle, yes auntie, yes papa, yes mama, who would assess the situation and then who would say yes or no, like so it was kind of shocking for them also that she had never been this defiant. But I was not being defiant. I was protecting myself because they were refusing to see my condition. Had I refused to see my condition, I've seen in so many incidences where I would have landed. So I came to my room and I was completely shattered because, like I said, the moment I started showing up strong, the moment I started really voicing my opinions, I started losing relationships and people like anything. I was so lonely and abandoned at one point of time. That was the point. Like I thought I have nobody, you know. But that also I had to pull through. That's why I'm telling you, you can do this too. I'm not asking you to cut off people from your life. You'll see the point. So when I came to my room, I was like this. I sat on the floor and I was crying like anything because this was like a 40 years of my belief was down the drain. That this person treats me or sees me as um, more than and considers me more than their children. And by that sentence, I was made to do so many things. Again, trigger warning, not abusive things, but small other things that I was always told. You are the eldest kid in the family. How would your siblings behave if you behave like this, if you behave like that? So it was always, I grew up listening to that. It was always like that. So I realized by that time, no, these people don't have my back. Otherwise, they would have said, it's all right, calm down, we got you. That is the right response to somebody who is going through a panic attack. If it's severe, you should take them to the hospital. And if it is something that can be managed, be there for them. Show up compassionate, show up kind, and tell them they are not alone. They'll be okay. They're here to make things better, not worse. So I was like just sitting on the floor and like this, and I was crying my heart out. And I really cried out to God, like, not just in my mind. I was like, God, where are you? Why are you letting this happen to me? Why are you letting this happen to me again and again and again? Why are you letting me get attacked? You know, when I'm every time this thing is happening, I gather myself up. I decide I'm going to get through this. And the moment I start making plans for my life, I'm not letting it stop me. I will work with whatever resources I have. Something like this happens. God was revealing people's true faces so that going on ahead, I don't have this. I don't have to deal with all this. But that's my belief. Like I said, I believe in God. But then when you don't believe in God, you have yourself. That is the most important thing. Because I was completely alone. I had nobody to hold my hand and to tell me, hey, get up, it's okay, I got you. So I was literally just like this. Because every day my world was collapsing. Every day I was building up my morale. My world was crashing down again. Somebody would or other would do something that my world would collapse. But now I have become the kind of person that I would not let it happen. Whatever you throw at me, I will not let myself be affected. So so they came to my room, and again the attack was there. And it's like they were not even seeing me, what I was going through. I was crying my heart out. I was like, I cried, like I wailed. I cried loudly, not to show to anybody. Sometimes your heart can't take it, and you just cry so loud, like even God, somebody would hear how hurting you are, how much in pain you are. No one was hearing me. My mother was here. She was hearing it. She was trying to kind of calm them down in a way that they would stop pressurizing me. But then the other manipulations started. Then they started telling me, rather than holding my hand, making asking me to get up, because when you are so when you feel so broken that you can't even stand, and you just sit on the floor like, I will show you. I was just sitting like this. I was like, God, please help me. God, please help me. Please. I was just like, insist. I sorry, I'm getting emotional, so I'm losing the words. Insistently, I was like, please, please. It was like somehow God would just come down and show up. It doesn't happen. It doesn't mean that God doesn't have our backs. I was like, I really need your help. I'm outnumbered here. I don't know what to do. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. That was my condition that time. And still, they were telling me, stop acting, stop taking advantage of your father. And then I realized, nah, these people doesn't have my back. These people don't have my back. And my mom was like telling them, don't pressurize her. She will come back. And I was like, whoever you believe in, if you believe in God, whoever you believe in, I was calling out to them, Ma, show up. Ma, look at me, what's going on to your daughter. Look, I can't handle it alone. Please help me. Please take me out of this situation. Because I was not able to take it. So I was like, when you refuse to give up, something inside you shifts. And I was like, no, I've seen this, that they don't care. So I don't have to take this kind of manipulation anymore, because I was being manipulated again while I was in this condition, and I was like crying out like, amma, ma, help me, help me. And they were saying, if you will behave like this, how will your siblings behave? I'm 40. My siblings are just few years younger to me, and they are doing really well in their lives. Still, I was being manipulated into doing what he wanted by any way possible. Where does it make sense when people manipulate you like that? It's not just that I'm talking about me. So many of us are manipulated in so many ways, like any way people find to make you do what they want. Where is the sense telling a 40-year-old, if you behave like this, how are your um, siblings going to behave? Siblings who have their children, who are well established and everything, do you think they are going to follow you? All my life you manipulated me like that, and still you think that is going to work. And it would have worked on the earlier version of me. I would have thought, I would have wiped my tears, and I would have been like, no, 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 how would this would affect my siblings badly? How if they and there are my cousins I don't even talk to. Like I said, when you start showing up, when you start speaking your truth, you start losing people. And only the people who can tolerate, I will not say tolerate, that is not the word, who can honor the real you, are the people worth having in your life, even though it means you have to go alone for a period of time. I don't know how long. Like I'm like mostly alone all the time, and I'm very happy in my own company. I have learned that. I find myself very interesting. I try to keep making jokes in between, but that time it was not funny. But I do find my own company very interesting, and I when nobody is disturbing me, and I'm sitting just there observing the wind and the sun and nature, I love it. So I had to do that. I had to find that inside me. So like, yeah, something inside me shifted. I got up and I said, you're not even looking at what a panic attack is. So I don't know, and I don't have any intention of explaining it to you, but uh, I will you would, it's like you would, like, bring heaven or earth, down or anything, do anything, I will not go and talk to those people. I will not go and see, I will see them or show them that I'm suffering. I will not do that. I was very firm about it. Then he took a step back. So, like we say, Jameen Asmaan ek kar dena. It means leaving no stone unturned. So that's what I said, told him. Even if you leave no stone unturned, I am not going to talk to them. I'm not going to. And you're pushing me to tell me what happened. I'm not ready for it yet. I would have eventually told you, but when I'm ready, I'm still processing it. I'm not in the favor of denying your pain. I'm always in the favor of processing it and releasing it. But when it is so raw, it has just happened, and everybody keeps asking you, it's like your body is in such a body and brain are in such state. It's like that thing is happening all over again, and it puts you into that same kind of emotional trauma again. So I was like, I would rather not talk about it. So he was feeling very rejected, and he was feeling very like his authority was thwarted. And I did thwart his authority because that was a very wrong thing. So, and then I was like, then he changed the topic, and he said, you sleep so late, you wake up so late. It was 2 in the morning. And uh, how is this going to make your life better? And I know a proper routine is very important for life generally and for the nervous system. But when you have gone through immense trauma, you need to honor what your body requires, what your mind, your brain, your soul requires. If you need rest, you need to rest. If you need to sleep for long, you need to sleep for long. So he said, this is not a good habit. I want you up by 5 in the morning. Again, he was asserting authority. I have no problem with authority when it is right. So I told him, it's already 3. My mind and my body are in such a state that if I get sick, if I don't get proper rest, I will get sick, and that I can't afford. So with all due respect, I'm telling you, I will get up when I feel rested. It has got nothing to do with you or your advice. I really want to do what you're saying because that's what I also want to do. Wake up early and go about my life like how everybody else is going, in a way. Have a, you know, simple life. Sometimes life is so difficult. We just feel like, why is my life like this? So like I told him, I have every intention of doing that. But right now, I will not do that. My body needs rest. And by that time, by my answers, I did not disrespect him. But I firmly told him that no, I can't do this. I'm sorry. So by that time, he got the message that she's not going to back down this time. So then I was like, this has been so emotionally draining to me. I would really like to rest now. Can we talk about about this, or not about this also, something else tomorrow? Can we let it all go, please? So they agreed. They left my room, and I was alone in my room. And again, I was sitting on the floor, and I was just thinking, every time I pull myself back up, I get pulled down. I got teared down, and I have to put myself back up piece by piece. But but then I realized I was getting into the zone where I didn't want to be, the zone that would have eaten me alive in a way. I had to keep my hope alive. I was like, I can survive this also. So I got up. It's like I brushed aside that feeling, I was like, this is not the right time to deal with this, what I'm feeling, because my body really needs rest. But then I had this commitment that I was like, I had become like a crusader. I will not let it happen to anybody. So I was like, first, I will record a video. So I recorded a video about family manipulation and how you have to have firm boundaries, you know, that people can't treat you just any way that they like. They can't expect you to show up the way they like always. Respect your elders always. But when it is detrimental to your mental peace, and when it is not that necessary, when it is just about somebody's ego, you don't have to do that and you do not have to feel guilty about that. Never. Don't put yourself through the guilt that they are trying to throw at you. So I I was like, I will deal with the emotions. But right now I need to sleep. I made the video and I went to sleep. And I woke up around whatever time I wake up. It was quite late, but my body needed that. My brain needed that. So that's what I wanted to emphasize upon. Sometimes, if it's with people, maybe it's in your workplace, in your family, neighbors, anybody. Sometimes you have to show people that you do respect yourself enough to say no, that you have firm boundaries. And I cannot overemphasize having firm boundaries. That it's not just that anybody can just treat you like anything, or anybody will just manipulate you like anything and get you into doing things that even that's just about their ego. That is not even important, because they're not thinking about your mental health. They're thinking about their ego. Because had they thought about me, they would not have. Nobody can who loves you can see you in that condition, like breaking down like anything. But I was like, Ruchi, you can't let it pull you under. You have just you. So if you are somebody who have supportive people, I'm so grateful to God that you have supportive people. And please never take supportive people for granted. And if you're somebody like me who had no one and who was constantly attacked, constantly who was getting attacked. So you do need to find that even a small hope inside you. And if you can't find it, you have to make yourself believe that you have that hope, that things will get better. You have to keep reminding yourself that, because that's what I did. Because that was the time I've shared in a lot of videos. Like I could not even see the next step. I did not even know where, because my father was not speaking to me, and my mother was at my grandmother's house because she was sick. She needed care, and I was left with this hostile people. So I was very scared inside my heart after that event. I was very scared because I knew she would not stop at anything until she has completely, in a way, obliterated me. So I knew I had to be my own defender. No one is going to defend me. So maybe sometimes defending looks like, just not giving up, telling you yourself again and again, you got this, you will do it. And you will find that strength rising in you. I'm telling you this because this is what I had to go through, and this is how I found my strength to assert my boundaries, the courage to say no, and to see through the I still don't have that I don't use bad words. I still haven't found a proper word for this thing. And if you have a proper word, please comment and tell me. I will just once tell it. It's bullshit. I'm sorry about the word though, but I have no tolerance for bullshit.